DJ's the first one in. Hello, Mr. Payne.
Testing, can you hear me? Can't hear you.
How are you? I can't hear you. For some reason, DJ.
Hello.
Not sure why. Hello, Rod.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
You too. Can I just say that a few more instructions on how to actually find this might help?
Oh, look, yeah, we were just trying to muck around with it there and then, and it's Google keeps changing things. So, yeah, it's actually hard. It's taken us about 20 minutes to work out how to actually get on air, let alone promote and share it. So there should be now a link on our Google Plus page that anyone can join. And I've actually privately invited you as well. So you guys have been privately invited. There's about 6 of us or 7 of us. And anyone else that wants to come along can come along. So, yeah, Derek's just posted it to Facebook. DJ's just dropped out there again. I think we might wait for a couple more people to join.
Sure.
But thanks for your interest anyway, Rod.
No problem.
Have you signed up for the trial at the moment?
I'm actually going to hang out and wait for the migration.
Okay.
I'm preparing for a big trip to the US, and that'll be right in the middle of when you're probably about to do your migration stuff. So I'll deal with that when I get back.
Okay. Cool. What are you doing in the States?
Burning Man.
Burning Man. Okay, right.
You know it?
Fantastic. Yeah. Know of it. Never been.
Well, this is my chance. I've been waiting to do it for years.
Have you been to the States before?
Oh, many times.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay, just bear with me. I'm going to try and find another link here.
Hello.
That's better.
Hello, I found it.
Hi, Mr. DJ.
Hello, Mr. Tietzel.
You sound like you've got a real microphone. It sounds very svelte.
I do. I sound lovely.
I'm sure everyone's enjoying it.
Welcome to the dulcet tones. Should I bring it up a little bit so everyone can... I'll just have that sitting up here like this.
That looks very odd.
Hello. No, that's why I keep it down out of the bottom of the screen here.
Bring a whole new level of professionalism to the broadcast.
I know. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Now, how do you know how you're inviting other people in there? Because there's a bunch of people on the page there who want to get in.
Well,
Now I've got no sound.
Now it's muted my mic. Am I back?
Okay, you're back.
Okay, because I held down a key and it sounded like I was typing, apparently. If we go to the Google Plus page, there should be 2 big links on the Facebook, on the Photo Merchant page. One that says Join Hangout, another one that says On Air. So,
all right, so I'll just leave a comment in there where people were saying help, and say refresh the page or something.
Yeah, good idea. It's been a little bit confusing. Hi, Robert.
I can't even...
Can't tell if Robert's got his microphone on or not. And hi, Trevor. How are you? Is anyone else's microphones working?
Mine is.
Rod's is. DJ clearly is.
Robert Hubsley. Robert, if you guys can hear me, what I had to do, because I couldn't get any sound, was in the top right-hand corner is the little settings cog. I had to click on that settings cog and pick the right, because its audio settings was different to my system settings on my Mac.
Gotcha.
Cool,
So,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay. So Andrew Hurst is in the house.
You can't invite it to people when you made it private, so no one can watch it. You can't view it in YouTube like on the I can because you invited me.
Right.
but no one else, unless they can get in.
Is this
Yeah,
the
right.
club for men with
She has her last name.
It cut out there. Did you just say men? It's open
Yeah,
to
no,
all
it's,
men.
it's like the club for men with beards and glasses. Yeah,
The
sort of very niche.
I can certainly rename it. The Photo Merchant Bear Show or something like that. Oh, no, fantastic.
Did you invite that?
Hi, Anne, how are you?
There you go. You just ruined your average.
Yeah, damn. Okay, so I guess the thing is, this Hangouts is new to all of us, well, except maybe to DJ, who's well versed in it. If I can't hear you, it might be harder to have an ongoing dialogue or conversation. So if anyone's got any questions, you may need to use the chat. So on the left-hand side of the Google Hangout window, there should be a little chat area, and so you can type something in here. If you, there we go.
Is Derek listening to the feed in the background of you, Kane?
No, someone else might be listening to the feed in the background.
Yeah, I can hear everything that
Yeah.
you said a minute ago.
Yeah, we just had a very interesting step back through time here in the office.
Yeah, I saw that briefly on YouTube.
Oh, did
pop
you?
up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So what I might do, Anne and Andrew, welcome. Andrew, could you just let us know if your microphone's working? Can you say something? No?
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Yep. Anne, does your microphone work? Anne?
Can't hear the Anne.
No. Trevor? Is your microphone working?
Yeah, I can hear everything you said a minute ago.
Okay. Look, we might encounter some technical problems for a while, so what I might do is I just might barrel into it, really. Now, I'll have Twitter open as well, so I've done this before. If all else fails, you can always Twitter at photomerchant with an F, and that should come through. But really, the idea for this Hangout was really just to field some questions you might have, for us to go through the new interface, might show you off a couple of bits and pieces that you may or may not know about, and for you guys to ask some questions about, if something's not clear or how it may be used. So I'm going to try not to upload too many photos because that'll ruin the bandwidth experience of this video Hangout, but I'm going to try jumping into screen share. So DJ, I might ask you to
Entertain the troops.
Yeah, no, you should be okay. Let's find out. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go to Photo Merchant. So, if anyone let me know when they can see my galleries.
Working perfect.
Anyone else? Okay, great.
Yep.
Cool, all right.
Just to let everybody know as well, if you don't want to, when people start talking, depending on your settings, their face will jump up, like be big in the screen when they make a noise. If you don't want that to happen, just click on Photo Merchant down the bottom in the center, and no matter who's talking, you'll just see Photo Merchant. If that makes sense?
Yeah, it does.
Because that always annoys me if someone goes, "Oh yes," and then all of a sudden you see them instead of the screen.
So to get rid of you, we need to click on Photo Merchant.
Yeah, just click the little Photo Merchant thumbnail down the bottom where the list of thumbnails are.
Robert, you're pointing at me. And
Otherwise, turn the
Exactly.
microphone off.
Robert, you're pointing to... Everyone's random where they are, so Robert's pointing to random people.
I thought I'm either going to look like an idiot or look like a genius. So.
Okay, great. All right, well, let's just...
Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
We'll just barrel ahead, I guess, and we'll find out whether this works or not. So, by now, if you've logged in or haven't logged in, this is the new layout, the new structure. So I'm going to go through probably just some of the major features or some of the major new functional changes. I guess the most important thing is this big green new button here. This is the top right-hand corner. This is effectively a shortcut to the most common functions you may use more regularly than others. So if I click on the create, at any point I can create a gallery, category, new watermark, add a new contact, pretty much a new blog post. Anything you see in here can all be now accomplished from this one magical big green button. So no matter where you are in the app, this button is here, and it's very easy to quickly click and create it. Now, it's very useful. I still forget to use it. It's one of these things that's always there, but I still forget to use it. So I'm letting you know so that you can do better than I have. Now, when you sign up for the first time, there'll be a bunch of tickets here, little tasks to get you started. That's really just to get you in to explore the application and try a couple of new things. And over time, we're going to evolve this back into being a more dynamic dashboard or desktop to show you what's going on inside your account. But for the time being, this is what it's going to do, just help you get into it. Now, you may have also noticed that some of the way the naming of our conventions have changed a little bit. Is that you, DJ, breathing quite deeply? And
No, so I was about to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Someone's breathing very heavily into their microphone.
It's kind of sexy, but a bit off-putting knowing that you're all weirdly bearded as well. So,
Sorry, I think that was me. I was just adjusting my microphone, but I'll just mute it now.
Great. Thanks, Trevor. Good to know that's working. All right, so I'll go back to here. So yeah, a lot of the navigation is still, for the most part, the same, but some of the terminology has changed as some of the features and functionality have changed. So instead of the photos area, we now have the library. The library contains all your assets. So I'm going to click on galleries. And this is what used to be, I guess, the photos area. These are all the galleries that I have available to me. And this is, for the most part, once you've got things going, where you'll spend most of your time. Now, a couple of things that are new and different in here is the ability to drag and drop. So I can now drag and drop and change some of the positioning of these elements. Shuttering, I haven't seen before. It may be because my camera's taken it. Is my camera still working? No, on screen share.
Yep.
So I can actually drag and drop the order in which these galleries now appear. So that's a nice new thing to work, a nice new feature. The other ability is now that I can also click inside and drag and select multiple galleries and move them around accordingly. And that will update the order in which they will appear on your website as well. So click, drag, and drop. Request a lot of people have been after. Oh, goodness, what I'm doing to my website right now, dragging these things around like this. But you do have the ability to also click out, basically you have to click inside the thumbnail, and then you can drag, as you can see there. And it doesn't work if you click outside of the image. You actually have to click inside the image to drag and make it blue like that. Just go back in here into galleries. Now, another new thing within here, so at this point here, at any point you want to create a new gallery, up here in the right-hand corner is where a lot of the new functions are per section. So no matter where you are, if you're in website or your new website, and the new task you need to do will appear in the top right-hand corner. And obviously I'm in galleries, so if I want to create a new gallery, I create it here like that. So let's create a new gallery just quickly, and I can show you that. So gallery title is called, let's just call that Now, if you want to have a description, it's quite easy to add a description. You can just simply show the description, and away it is there. We've just found that a lot of people don't use the descriptions all that much, and a gallery title is sufficient. So the functionality is still there, but we've just hidden it. So it's a much simpler interface for you to get there. If I want to turn the commerce on for this particular store, I just click on. And then for me to assign products to it, which were formerly feature sets and pricing models, this is all now combined into a single product catalog. Now, if you've signed up to a trial, there's a couple of ones we've got in there just to get you started, but they're all customizable, and I will definitely go into this in a second. But just so you know, it's now a more combined way of getting all your products and pricing into a single price catalog. So you have a catalog per gallery, and just like in Fedimension version 1, you can also assign a catalog per image as well. So I'll show you how to do that in a minute. You choose whether you want social sharing on or off for this particular gallery. I'm going to choose no for the moment. And some of the extra functions in here, like password protection, whether you want to watermark, whether you want to set an expiry date, all of that is now in this sub area, in the privacy and security area. Equally, if you want to assign a specific gallery so it can only be logged in by either a customer or a group, that's all within here. And all your permanent link and category information is all within here as well. But we'll come into that later on. For the most part, you'll mostly just be creating a gallery here, deciding whether you want commerce on and whether you want social sharing. So I'm going to turn it off for the moment and click Save. So there's a new gallery. Now I can add photos just by clicking on the link. I can browse, find those photos, which I'll show you in here. So I could just choose. The same will work for Windows and upload, or the drag and drop. So imagine I have these here. I like these. I can literally drag them into the window, and that will start uploading. Now, I don't want to try and load too many things in here, but I have to load at least one for this gallery to work. The new uploading functionality is different to the way we used to do things. It's I'm not going to get too technical about it because I wouldn't know how to describe it myself. No, but really the uploading experience is much, much faster than it was before, and we will use the system will upload multiple images at the same time, and will utilize all of your bandwidth, or as much of the bandwidth that you have at home or in your office that is available to it at any given time. So what that means is before it used to be it waited for one image to upload, then it uploaded the next, then uploaded the next. Now it will upload as many as it can effectively, considering the bandwidth, and usually up to around 10 images simultaneously. So you should see much faster previews, as you saw there. No more sitting waiting for it to process. It should happen within a couple of seconds, and then that means that image is instantly available on your website. Just double click, and again I can edit the image. I can give it a different title if I wanted to. I can assign a specific catalog just to this image if I wanted to. So where this is important is if you're doing, let's say you're an event photographer, you're shooting all the kids out on the soccer ground, and yet you have one group shot at the end that you don't want to have, that you want to have a separate product and separate pricing for that is different to your others. So you could have a unique catalog just for that particular image, and all the other images in the gallery would have the parent catalog pricing, and then this particular image would have its own unique. So that's a function that most people didn't know about in version 1, but it's carried across into version 2. Again, I can assign tags here on a unique basis. All the EXIF and property information is still tied to that image. And I'm just going to click Save. And away we go. Anyone got any questions about that so far?
No.
Great.
All good.
Fantastic.
Yep, that's all pretty basic.
Yeah. So if I go into another gallery, so I should let you know there's a breadcrumb trail across the top here, so you can always quickly get back to the different sub-levels that you're in. To get into a gallery, I can either click and view it, I can edit its function straight away, I can delete it, or I can share and publish it as well. I'll go into that one in a minute. Double-clicking now works. So for me to access the contents of this gallery, I can double-click, and that's the contents of my gallery. Again, I can change the order by dragging and dropping on bulk. And you'll also notice down the bottom here that when I select multiple items, this little selection bar pops up at the bottom. Now, when I've got more than one image selected, I can then start to do things in bulk. So I can decide I'm going to move that to an existing gallery if I wanted to. So clicking Demo and Move will move all of those images directly into that gallery. If I wanted, I could add tags. So let me do something. I might tag my wife's name, for example. All of these images now have that particular tag, which they will also be visible on my website if I have that enabled. And I can also then filter within my galleries and only display everything by tag as well. So if you've got large galleries, particularly if you're doing weddings or events, if you needed to break things down or filter things down within your selection, you can use tags to do that. And those tags will also publish through to your website as well. So click, drag, drop, bulk tagging, delete, removing of tags, and preview. So if I wanted to see these in a larger preview window, these will pop up, and I can navigate through them with my keyboard. So I'm just using the arrows, or I can click here and navigate through just that selection alone. So just some extra set of tools to help you decide what you're working on, whether you need to remove them from your gallery. Isn't a good-looking guy. And away you go. All right. So that's the stuff you can do within the gallery. You can also change the sorting order as you used to before by title, date taken, and file name. And then once you've done that, you can still rearrange them, and then it'll move to a custom layout. And again, anything to do with this gallery, I can edit at any point just by clicking on Edit, and away you go. Okay, so there's that gallery. Was that a question I half heard or a hiccup? I can't remember.
All right, I'll. If you just go back into the gallery view.
Yep.
And you've got the thumbnails of all of the galleries.
Yep.
Now I was just checking my my version 1 Photo Merchant, and I've got over 300 galleries in there.
Yep.
So scrolling through them can take forever. Is it possible to have a list view?
At the moment, it's not possible to have a list view, but what you'll
There's
find
a thought
is,
for you then.
Yeah, it is a thought. We do have some other thoughts about how we might combine them, and we had played around with subfolders and stuff like that. There's still some room for improvement around that. The difference is that this is dramatically fast in regards to the speed of the app and the rate at which you can scroll and download. But yes, I can imagine if you've got 300, things are going to become quite difficult to navigate.
Now, what about sorting these galleries? Now, you could sort the images once you go into a gallery by date taken or file name.
Yeah.
Can we do the same sort of thing with the galleries themselves?
Not at the moment, because this actually will impact how the order that they will appear on the website. So if you were to, quickly change it, I want to see the most recent first, for example, changing that would actually alter how they would all appear on your website instantly. So we don't have that function in place at the moment because it could have catastrophic effects, I guess, on
Okay, so
website.
what's the default here at the moment then? Demo, that's the one you created, so the last one you create goes at the top of the list.
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, well
which in most people's workflow is the most important thing.
Yes, and that is the case with mine, yes.
And as for example, I want to now this one down here, you can see this has got a small little cross on it. That means it's invisible. Now that means it's invisible from your website. So it's still live, but it's not actually visible inside your galleries. So this one here, if I make this one invisible, click Make Invisible. In fact, I might make this one, and another thing is there's now shortcut keys as well. So if I just actually press the letter I, they're all going to be made instantly invisible. If you scroll down the bottom here, you can see there's some quick shortcut keys like delete, make visible, and make invisible.
Okay, now you say that that's invisible on the website. Can we still get a URL direct to that particular gallery?
Yes, that's right. So it means they're not visible in the navigation, as in you can't browse the portfolios, but they still exist, which means they're still active. Yeah. Right. So if you know that URL, you can access
Well, how do we
directly.
find that URL?
Well, at the moment, you actually would have to make it live. So let's just make this visible.
Yep.
Actually, this is going to be tricky because I think my layout's a little bit unique because I've been playing around with it so much. So
make it live, go to the website, get the address, URL, and then go back and make it invisible.
That's right. So let's say I take this one here.
Yeah.
I can copy that URL.
Yep.
My local division of Australia. I go back to it, click on it, I'll make it invisible.
Yep.
There it is. So I'll go back here.
Okay.
Okay.
Because most of mine are corporate clients, and I'm giving them like an unlisted link. So, okay, so that's the process I've got to go through to do that.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the other option you've got is you could create a unique gallery page. So in here, if I go into pages, we'll come back to this later on, you could create a unique gallery page in the same manner.
I looked at doing that in the old version, but that didn't work for me. So what I actually do is the category. So the category is actually an event name for me.
Okay.
And so then what I do is make that. So can we make the categories invisible as well?
Well, I was going to ask you, why didn't that work for you in the current one?
Because I'd have so many pages. Because basically I have a page for each of my events. And then what I do on my website is I put a link from the website to that category.
Yep.
And then the galleries are in that category. But what I had to do was to hide on the previous version. I had to hide the portfolio link.
Yep. Okay.
And just not have that public.
So, okay. So what we've actually just, Trevor, I just checked to see it was you I was talking to.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
That's all right. We've actually just launched enhanced portfolios the other day. And this addresses a major vulnerability in version 1, which will really alleviate the problems that you have. So is everyone okay if I quickly show this off?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Everyone else has got the microphones muted, so their votes lost. Okay. So it used to be before, as you can see here, you get the default portfolio page, and that portfolio page had all of your galleries within it. No matter what you did, they were all in it. You could then do it a portfolio by category, but still, if you tried to create something private, it was all bundled in together in the one portfolio. So now we've got these portfolio pages. So you can have as many portfolio pages as you want, and you determine the contents, whether it's a gallery or a category that goes into that. So you're probably wondering, what do you mean by that? Okay, well, let's create one. That's probably the best thing to do. So I'm going to create a portfolio page. Let's call this one Art Stuff. And I can give it a heading if I want on this. Now, permalink, this means I can choose what the URL is going to be. You can always edit that later. Let's just leave it blank for the moment. Now, this is where it is different. Show all in library or manually select from library. I'm going to choose manually select. And at the moment, I'm going to make it gallery-based. So that means I can put whatever galleries I want in there, regardless of category, any gallery I want. So I'm just going to choose this for the moment.
Kane, just do me a favor. Click on the drop down again where it says gallery based.
Yep. And then there's gallery category based.
I don't know if anybody else doesn't see the drop downs at all. Can you see the drop down on your screen?
No.
No, we can't see that.
No, for some reason, I just noticed it when you clicked on manually select. We don't see any of the drop downs that come down. So
just saw it change, but not.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay, that's good to know. So the developers are looking at me going, "What? What's broken out?" And I said, "No."
No. I think it's just
the other people in the office can understand. So when we're clicking on a menu in the interface, they can't actually see the contents of that within
through Google Hangout.
Through Google Hangouts. So I'm wondering if it's got something to do with the Ajax or something like that.
Probably.
That's right. We'll talk the conversation later on rather than burning up valuable airtime. Right. So within those two styles, then I'll click the other one so you can see. Can you see that? Does it say gallery category based?
See it change, but not the drop down. Yep.
Hey, is the quality of this any good? Does this actually look crisp, or is it?
Yeah, no, it looks clear.
Okay, great.
Crystal clear. It looks great.
Okay, cool. So you've got gallery based or category based. So what that means is you can have a portfolio page with the categories that you choose, and then obviously the sub galleries with them, or you can just have the galleries. So I'm going to choose gallery for the moment and click save. Well, actually I've already done it. So then you can see down the bottom here, these are the ones I've got available to me because I've already got my other galleries are already in a dedicated portfolio page. So if I want this one in, I'll drag that into there. I'll drag that one into there. Away we go. Actually, oh, sorry. Those are my categories. That's confusing. Bear with me for a second while I change that.
Yeah.
I confused myself.
Yeah.
So these are all of my galleries, and these are all the galleries that are not already in another portfolio page. That makes sense. No?
So you can't, so you can't put one gallery into two portfolio pages.
That's right-ish. Yes, that's right-ish. Yeah. So that's exactly right. So you, if a gallery is assigned to a portfolio page, it cannot be in another portfolio page. However, if you decide to create a category by portfolio page, they will appear in there. But
Say that again.
Let's not get to. Well, I'll show it to you rather than say it out loud because if I have to say portfolio gallery category page one more time, I think I'll go crazy. Okay, so these are
That's
the
why
ones.
I call them events.
Yeah, it probably makes more sense. But then that's confusing for people who do portraits and
Yeah,
stuff.
I know. Yeah.
All right, so we've got our art stuff. So I'm going to drag some stuff in here that is more arty than anything else. These are my 3 galleries that I'll get started with. I'll click Save. Now they have their own. Whoop, I'll scroll down. Their own portfolio layout. I'll choose grid. I'll keep it 3-column. All the standard options, and then I can choose which style of gallery goes within that as well. So I'll click Save. Let's go back to the website. And there's my art stuff portfolio page. Now, one of those is missing because it's invisible.
Oh, okay.
So before, when I was mucking around with it, it's not there because it's invisible. So if I go back to my galleries here, and I'm just going to select all, and I'm going to make visible. Just so I can show you up here, if you do have invisible galleries and you don't want to know about them and you want to help sort and organize everything else, you can literally just hide all the invisible galleries. Okay, so if you've got a lot of galleries which are old, which are not public, you know they're there, but you don't want to have to deal with them when managing what's public, you can literally just do that. And again, you can do the same with hide expired. But for the moment, I'm going to select all. I'm going to make them all visible. So they're all good. I'll come back here and reload the page. And fingers crossed, there it is. Cool.
That's good, and it makes sense.
Great. That's good. It's 2 out of 5. All right. All right. So that's how you would do that stuff. So Trevor, does that answer that question?
Yes,
so
it
now,
does.
now I've got this URL. Yeah. Now I've got that URL. You know that when you created that URL at the start, when you created that page.
Yep.
I'll go back into it here. I just generally turn that default portfolio off now. So there's a turn off function in there. Just turn it off. And create these extra pages. When I created that page, you can set the link there if you wanted to. So if you knew that you were going to give this to a customer and you knew the galleries that were already invisible, you could type this in and call it event dash whatever and know that your root URL / that will actually be the URL.
Yep.
Okay. So, and now if I wanted to, I could go back into the page and turn off hide page and navigation.
We can see that drop down, by the way.
Oh, you can see that one. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, cool. That's actually using a different thing. So yeah, Trevor, by hiding that page in the navigation means that your client can see all of the contents of this if they've got this URL, but when I turn it off, it will disappear from the navigation.
Yep. Got it.
Cool. Great. Okay, so that was the extra functionality I wanted to show you around there. Do I have any social stuff clicked in? Let's have a quick look. Okay, great. So has anyone been using any of the social connections or integrated plugged in? Does anyone want to share their galleries across their social networks?
Not Sorry, I jumped in.
Yeah, I did.
But not so much the galleries, but individual images, so that people can go and click an image that they're in and share their own image on Facebook or whatever.
Okay, cool. All right. Well,
rather than a whole gallery.
I think that's I'm very similar to that.
Okay, all right. Well, this would be, I guess, useful if you're doing an event. You just uploaded the, Sydney to Hobart boat race, whatever it may be, and I'm going to publish this gallery to my audience. Publishing an individual image, you would probably use the built-in sharing tools within the gallery. But I'll just quickly show you how this works. So as you can see, I've got a bunch of different pages that are all linked into my Facebook. Probably too many, some might say. But if I wanted to, I could share my Instagram's folder or gallery. And I can click this share. And at this point here, it'll take the title and the description, if I've got one, which I haven't, so it doesn't appear in there. And I can type in a personal message. I can use URL shortener, which will use the Photo Merchant URL shortener, or you can bring your own if you use Bitly. And then I choose whether I want this on my timeline, or whether I want this on a Facebook page, or if I want this on my own, personal Lomo Visions page, wherever it is. Here, so click that. That's going to that page. I can also add it to Twitter and LinkedIn and all the other ones as I plug them in. And if I press share, then that'll publish this thumbnail, the title, the description, the personal message, and if anyone clicks on it, they'll be taken directly back to that gallery, that specific gallery on my website.
For the handful of freaks like us, Kane, that have 1,000 different pages and stuff, is there any plan to get different thumbnails for that? Other than all flags and everything else? For
those freaks like us, probably not. Just because most people only have their own profile and a page appears as a page flag, and then these other sort of items will appear as they are. Probably not.
I'm with the other one. I've got lots of multiples, and I'd really like different flags.
You'd like different flags? Okay. All right.
Either that or a list like you've got see the screen that you're looking at now, you've got everything listed like that. Instead of a tickable flag, a clickable name would be better, even if thumbnails are too hard.
Yeah, okay. Yep, I mean, no, it's okay. All right, let me just...
Let Derek and the gang know that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a definite.
Because I think it's the same even within, like, if you have multiple Tumblr things within the Tumblr thing.
Okay. And I mean freaks affectionately, by the way.
Sorry, none of those actually appear as a gallery on Facebook or Tumblr or anything, do they? It's just a link back to the
That's
the site.
Right. Yep, it appears with a thumbnail and a watermark where applicable, and links back. That's right. The only other way to get a full gallery on Facebook, for example, is to literally upload your gallery of images to Facebook, but then you lose control over them and how they're used, and Facebook effectively owns this. The point of this is that at least it means you're driving them back to your site, and you've got the retain the IP and everything that goes with it. Yep. Okay. So gallery categories, I guess this is the other thing that's slightly different, is now you have the ability to drag and drop. So
before you
move
on from social networking,
what
about IM?
So what, I missed that last bit?
IM, EYEEM.
EYEEM.
The social network.
Correct.
So which network?
Well, that would be more like. Sorry, that would be more like it's a fantastic. It's like an Instagram, except I think it's even a bit better than Instagram.
Right.
So it might not. I don't know if are you saying to share to, or I don't know if you can share to. Just like Instagram, you can't post to Instagram. You probably can do it the other way, like your photos that you share to Instagram and to IM could be brought into your. It could probably only work that way, I think.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Look, shoot me through on chat a link to IM. I've not heard of it. So, I mean, the other major one we want to get in here is obviously Google Plus, but it doesn't allow you to publish into it, and a lot of these social networks are quite.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure IM's the same. It's like Instagram. You can't post to it from another app.
Yeah, and you can't do it with I mean, you can with Instagram, but you've actually got to be an app developer with a bunch of APIs and a bunch of other things as well. So, yeah, okay. So
I'll
that's it.
invite you
Basically,
now.
to don't invite me. Just send me a link to it. There's if I were to connect to LinkedIn, I literally just click connect. It takes you through the standard sign-up process, and Bob's your proverbial uncle. So going back to gallery categories, as you can see, again, if I created a dedicated page, which was just a gallery by category, they would appear in this particular order that I'm dragging and dropping them in. And if I actually had a portfolio full of categories, I could actually change the order of those categories as well. And if I didn't want them in there, I could drag them out. Does that all make sense?
Yep.
People use categories a fair bit?
All the time.
Yeah.
They're called events in mine.
Let's not confuse everyone else.
I've got hundreds of them.
Right.
So once again, a list view,
Yep.
which is what it is in the previous version. That list view in the previous version actually works best for me.
Well,
and
you
then
can
if you
actually
could
collapse
click
them.
Oh, great. Okay.
So you can collapse them and still move them
Can
around.
you do a collapse all?
Yep. You can expand all.
Over
collapse
there.
all.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. Brilliant.
So that's all there, yeah.
Yep,
and
done
some
it.
of that page by those new portfolio pages might actually alleviate some of the amount of categories you might have now.
No.
No? Okay, all right.
I have a category for each event.
Okay, I won't pretend to second guess then. Okay, so watermarks. You can now have multiple watermarks rather than just one. And so you might have a watermark that's different for one particular event, a watermark which is different for... Yeah, sorry, this is something I picked up earlier. So any image, any PNG, any JPEG you want can be made as your watermark. And effectively what we do is we add a new image. So let's just go to... I'm just going to go to Google from... Use a cool...
Illusions.
Find something. Let's choose this bear. Actually, I might choose this goes PNG. I think Pac-Man looks great. That's too big. Let's choose this. It's fantastic. Just going to save this. Oh, no, the link. Save the image as. Now, use this image for commercial purposes. This is purely for demonstration. And if I want to add a new image, I'll just choose the file and upload it. And then once I've got that image, I can then apply it as a watermark. Or make a watermark out of it, provided with a special setting. Okay, so here it is loaded here. Coming soon.
When you did the choose file in that, we didn't see the drop down to that either.
Oh, didn't you? Okay.
No,
Oh,
just
okay,
letting you know.
cool. Thank you. This is good. This is good. I'm planning on watching this video again on YouTube afterwards, which will be fun. So I'll go and create a new watermark. I'll call this one Taurus. I choose the opacity. I choose the width, which is how much of the width of the screen it's going to take up. I'll leave it at 25. And then you choose a position. So there are 9 points you can do it. Top left, which would be northeast. And if you don't know, you might need to grab a compass out, but I'll just choose center for the moment. And
just before you leave that page.
Yep.
I did put a post in on the blog about using just text, and this would be the page to do it on.
Yes.
So basically up there where it says watermark title, if you just put your text in there, and that then became the watermark, that would be brilliant.
Yeah, we haven't found a way to render that in a way that would be sufficient. So, yeah, we haven't found a way to actually do that yet. But yeah, we've got that suggestion. We've certainly, put it down as a good idea. But I can't give you anything concrete on that at all at the moment.
Okay. All right.
So here's our here's our new watermark. I can now go and apply that to a gallery. Let's apply it to this one here. I hate to think what my Instagrams might look like with that on it. And click Edit, Privacy and Security, and then I've got that watermark. And those changes are pretty much instant. So it will render that watermark right to there. That looks awful, but at least you know how it works. Now the other difference is that now with digital files, you can actually have a unique watermark for digital files that you sell, digital downloads. So you may have something that is big and boisterous across your watermarks if you want to prevent them from being copyrighted on your website. But when you sell a digital file, you might want something a little bit more discreet. You can actually have use a different watermark to apply to a digital download once it's sold. So that's a new little thing in there.
All right, can I just clarify?
Yeah.
So what you're saying is, yes, have the boisterous watermark on the visible website,
yep.
But I can actually sell a version of the image with a more subtle watermark, say in the bottom right-hand corner.
Yes.
I assume I can also sell it without the watermark.
Yes.
Oh, good, excellent. That's something that I was looking. Excellent.
Yeah. So obviously, with selling a digital file, we've got people that out there that want to give away really low-res files, so that someone can put it up on Facebook. But then having a watermark is going to be really important if you're going to give that stuff away, for free or very cheap. And then it's completely up to you. So I will choose any of these watermarks that I've created when I create that specific digital product. So
okay, so you link that to the product. So if it's like free for Facebook or free for blogging or something like that,
yep.
You choose that in your price list and then apply this to it. Yeah, great.
Yeah, let's go and do that now. So store is now where everything is located, and I'm going to product. So a product is effectively where everything starts. So you've got 3 types of product: self-fulfillment, when you take care of it yourself; direct fulfillment through our partner lab at the moment; and digital product. Now, these ones that are in here, these are just ones we've created. You can create everything you want. So obviously, except for you can only choose from the selection available in direct fulfillment. But if you want to create a new product in self-fulfillment, let's do that now. I'm going to call this one big description this. Now the wholesale cost, this is whatever it costs you to get that printed. Let's say click Save. That's now available for me to add into a catalog, which is where I'll put my retail markup on top. Direct fulfillment, let's create one. Let's say we're using one from New Lab. Now here's some standard ones, but let's create something from scratch so you can see how this process works. Let's create a wrap, stretched canvas. This is the option. This is the size. I can call this, I can't call it anything at the moment, but I can rename it when I want to sell it. That's the wholesale cost. Again, I can't change the cost of that. Press Save. Now that's available as a product. Now what that means, that's available from a pool of products that you can add into any catalog. It's not automatically there. You have to choose which catalog you want to put it into. So I'll go into catalogs now. Oh, sorry. I'll go to digital as the last thing. That was what I was meant to do. Let's create a new digital product. I'm going to call this product Barry Face. I choose the resolution, roughly speaking, 5 megapixels, personal use, non-commercial, and then I choose the watermark right here. So whatever the watermark settings I had chosen then will appear when this product is specifically sold.
Okay.
Now the other, does that make sense?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, cool.
So because it's in the store, it's in the products, that's the watermark, optional watermark if you want to have a watermark on the one you're going to sell.
That's correct.
Okay.
Or giveaway.
Yeah, or giveaway. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
it's completely up to you whether you have that or not, and how discreet and how non-discreet that is as well. And then down here, the extra conditions are used, so I can say, limited, so it's only available for 3 days, and it can only be limited downloaded 5 times, for example. Or just leave them blank, and they're available as much as the client needs to log into their account to access the information. So I'll click Save. Very Facebook is now available as a product that I can then add to a catalog. So I'm going to go into catalogs. Now, catalogs is the combination of feature sets and pricing models into one more coherent beast. It should be much easier now to build your pricing catalogs rather than having to match them all up as before. So let's create a new catalog, and this is my struck for a name. Whatever you want. Again, you can provide a description. This is just for you. No one else will see that. And then I can add a product at a time. So let's say in this one I want to have Barry Facebook. And I'm going to choose to sell that.
We can't see those drop downs, by the way.
You can't see those drop downs at all. Okay. What you mean within where I've chosen Barry Facebook?
Yeah, we can see the result, but we can't see when you hit it and you're looking at all the different ones. We can see your mouse moving, but we just see Barry Facebook.
Great. Fantastic. Well, not fantastic, but glad to know. So what you would be seeing here is basically every single product. So it's broken down into 3 areas. All the direct fulfillment products that you've created or we've created for you, all the self-fulfillment products that we've created or you've created for yourself, and all the digital products that you've created for yourself as well. They're all there and available.
Now, one big thing on this is that each time you create a catalog, currently you've got to go through and add each product individually. I'm using essentially the same catalog multiple times, but with different prices. It'd be great if I could copy a catalog and then go through and just change the prices.
Yeah. How many catalogs do you actually have?
In the existing one, I think there's about 6.
Right. Okay. All right.
So it was just tedious setting them all up.
How many products do you have within each catalog, roughly?
Out
of interest.
About 20, I suppose.
About 20 for each one. Okay. All right. Well, there's no ability to duplicate at the moment. When we did a report across all existing users, we found that the average was 2 to 3 catalogs were roughly used across the entire service. So once they're created, though, you don't have to worry about it again, but I imagine it might be a little bit frustrating creating 6 at the start. But once you've created them, they're very easy to edit, and you can apply them to any gallery.
Okay, I mean it's a minor issue, but I'm just for functionality from my point of view. That would have been easier when I'm setting it up. Yeah,
it's certainly much easier than having multiple feature sets and pricing models. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. Totally agree with that.
Yeah, totally agree with that. Okay, look forward to that day when they're all gone. So I'm going to make Barry Facebook available for $10, and at this point here, I can also change the name of it. So I can call this free.
Free for $10.
Yeah, good point. All right, touche. All right, $3 there. And I can add a description. So, you Facebook. And that means this will appear inside the cart. So the product, you can have one product, but you can have different names for it per catalog. So you've got that flexibility now, as opposed to previously where it was pretty much the same. And then again, you can, we've got no % markup at the moment, so yeah. So let's add that product. Now I'm going to choose another direct fulfillment product, which you can't see. I've chosen that one there. I'm going to set it to $10. And I've actually got, my settings have decimal turned on. Otherwise, this would all be in inches. So bear with me on that one. And I'm just going to add another floating face acrylic, which I'll sell for $250 argument. Okay. So these are the 3 products I have available inside my catalog. So when someone clicks on an image and add to cart, only these 3 things will appear. Now, what's also new is I can change the order of them. Okay? Now, that's something that was requested a lot in the last one, being able to choose the order in which those products appear. I literally just click the little arrows on the left-hand side and change the order. Can you guys see that?
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. It's a shame there was no spontaneous round of applause there, but that's okay. Take what you can get.
No, do it again, Kane. Do it again. Do it again.
Okay. All right. Check this out. All right, Facebook at the top. Hooray!
Hey, look at that. That's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. Now,
I mean,
okay.
The interesting thing with this is that now you've got digital and print all on the same page. Because I had so many problems with the previous site. People didn't actually see that there was 2 tabs.
That's right. Yeah. And to go one step further, which is not clearly illustrated here, but it's a feature, is you can now actually have a combination of self-fulfillment and direct fulfillment and digital all in the same catalog. Again, no spontaneous applause, but that's okay. So what it means is, if you want to use direct fulfillment for your prints and all that kind of stuff, but you also want to do some fancy pants, acrylic that the guy down the road uses, you can now bundle that all into the one catalog. For some customers, that's going to be a massive thing because it was very hard for us to combine all these things into one, and that's why we actually went and created products and catalogs in the way that we have done as well. So yeah, all combined into one catalog. Oh, thank you. Someone started a slow clap in the background. Oh, no, that was me. All right, so that's catalogs, and they're instantly available to apply against the gallery. Discounts are the same as they were. Orders when they come in all appear in here. I don't have anything within here. Now, the order functionality, we spend a lot of time working on this. It's a lot more robust. The upscaler we now have as well is really, really good. The other thing I probably need to point out here is that it used to be, certainly for digital downloads, you had to upload the highest resolution that you could to be able to sell a resolution at least and/or smaller than that resolution. So if you wanted to sell a 10 megapixel digital file, you had to upload at least a 10 megapixel digital file. Oh yeah, mate. Okay. So now
motorbike just drove in.
I don't know who that was.
I have an office very close to a major road here.
All right.
It's we have some Harleys up here on the Gold Coast. What can I say?
With your beard, you look great on a Harley, DJ. It'd be fantastic.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so what it now means is that you don't have to upload the high-res files with digital files or print. You can now replace that file after the product has been sold. So this can also dramatically increase the speed which you upload your photos. You can just upload them to be good enough resolution for the website, but you need to know that you will be able to fulfill on the product size or supply a high-res artwork if and when required. That's new as well. Okay. Settings, again...
So sorry, just in the orders.
Yes.
Just while you're back there in the orders, the big thing that's missing from there, which I...
You're going to tell me is the ability to... Yeah, I've got all your items, and I know exactly what they are. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So is it likely to happen, or what?
No,
I really can't start doing self-fulfillment until I can print out an invoice from it.
Yeah, look, I can't give you a commitment right now because the dev team are in the middle of something, but we do things in much faster sprints, and we've actually developed and released a lot of bug fixes and new features just in the past couple of weeks. So we've definitely listed those items. They are sitting in our backlog to be reviewed. We've got a couple of urgent things we have to get out, but we'll keep you abreast of where things are at. And feel free to keep bugging us on where it's at if it doesn't happen very quickly. I have no doubt that that'll be no problem for you. But yeah, we know it's a function. What we've tried to do is make sure that the existing functionality is as complete as possible in the new system where possible. A couple of things have gone missing that were minor. That's probably actually just missed. We've probably just missed that one slightly. So yeah, it's good you brought it up. So we'll make sure that gets in there as well. Okay. And for a full list of Trevor's ticket items, you can check out the forum at forum.photomerchant.net, and feel free to add your own there as well. Okay, no, that's cool. It's actually really good. I mean, we really have been grateful for the feedback we've been getting about bits and pieces as well. So this thing is only literally 2 weeks old now, and yeah, it's been good getting your feedback. Okay, so that's the store. I wish I had some orders in here, but I haven't sold anything at the moment. Settings is where you'd expect to find all your settings, whether you want e-commerce on or off, direct fulfillment, all your different check orders and metric sizes. I'm going to change that back to no. I don't want metric on anymore. And payment methods are in there, as they were before in version 1. The website, I won't go into context too much. The website area, I'm just going to click on pages here. Again, I can change the order of these items by moving them around, which is easier than the way it was currently. I can also change the visibility, turn them on or off, set as homepage. A lot of this stuff is similar, but just much easier to use. And again, creating a web page, an external link, that's all easily done from the top here. A new function, I guess, is the blogging. So we now have a blog. I'll just quickly show you a single post that I have on here. I have one blog post at the moment. On click, it takes me into that post. And I've really just used this as a collection of images, but of course you can put text and whatever you want in there, other images from your galleries. So I can create a new blog post. Cool stuff. Choose the permalink, choose my hero image for the post. Here's that one I prepared earlier. Just going to quickly grab some text, bear with me. And paste that in. Okay, now imagine I have, it's fascinating. I may just want to say this is a short little teaser for the content, and I want everyone to read the stuff underneath it by clicking through to the blog post. Just click this little dash here, and that creates a more link. And what that means is only this information will appear as a teaser at the start of the blog post, and then the rest of it will be there when I click through. But at any point, I can click on the various icons and insert another image. For example, I'll choose that one there. That inserts into the page. I can make that centered. I've got all the standard sort of formatting you might expect. Turn this into a bullet point. I can even add a slider into the page if I wanted to as well. I don't have any available. Actually, no, not a slider. I can actually insert an asset. So if I've uploaded a graphic into my assets area or a document, I can insert that in there as well. Now I can choose to set a timer on this. So let's not launch this until next Thursday at a specific time. So you can add a timer. But I'm not going to worry about that for now. I'm just going to publish that straight away. And there it is. So if I go back to my website now, click on blog, I now have this particular image with that beautiful watermark on it. And as you can see, this was my teaser copy. If I click on this, the image or the title, it'll take me through to the full post where I've got all that information there. So we'll probably expand on blogging in the future as well. But to get you started, that's a quick way to keep your customers up to date on all the different bits and pieces you're working on, latest photos, and keep your website fresh and up to date. Assets are as they were, sliders are as they were, a little bit easy to use. Theme options are pretty much the same. We're working on a new theme template at the moment, which we're hoping to launch in the next couple of weeks. And effectively, that's the bulk of the new photo merchant. Now, there's some more work around customer. If anyone that signs in or becomes a member You can also add notes and comments against your contacts. So this is part of a larger CRM. So Salma came in, you know, I can add a note like I met events. So you can just to track notes about where you're at with the customer, where they may be at in the sales process. I can say I made a phone call to her. You know.
Search facility to search by customer name?
Not at the moment. It's just the start of more. It's just the start of what we want to do with contacts. At the moment, it was about getting orders in and being able to start turning leads into more qualified customers. We also have got some plans around favourites that we'll hope to announce soon. And then, of course, you've got customer groups. So for the most part, what we wanted to do with the new photo merchant was take the existing functionality, but make it easier, faster, improve on all the things that we'd learned and some of the frustrations that you guys had. Now that it's live, we've got an opportunity to then build all the extra functionality that we want to around that as well. So I've gone over the 1 hour I was hoping to do for this meet and greet Google Hangouts. Yeah, didn't it? Just yeah. There's I am there. Thanks, Rod. Great. So just going to get out of that. Cancel screen share. So there's questions, I guess, while we're here. Thanks, Anne. Anyone else got anything else? Was this useful? Was this Hangout useful?
Yes, it was.
Twas good.
Cool. Okay.
Yep.
There
was a mention in one of the blogs or something that you're working on another website. Is the gallery layout?
Yeah, we're working on a new theme. Is that what we're suggesting? Yep. Yeah.
Which is the gallery.
No, so at the moment, okay, yes, sorry, in your parlance, that would be correct. What we're sometimes I forget what we've said when we haven't said. So at the moment, what we're doing is we're taking all of the templates as they currently are, and we're going to wrap them all up and call them the classic theme. So if you go into theme at the moment, there's really a theme, and that's classic. So that has all your gallery layouts, all your portfolio web page layouts. So one theme comes with a bunch of layouts. We're working on a new theme, which will have a range of different layouts entirely. So it will have different navigation. It'll have a different way to present your logo. It'll actually navigate and move around a little differently. And within that, there will be. I guess I'm second guessing what you're saying here. It will have larger thumbnails for events. It will actually have larger pop-up preview as well. So it'll actually go to roughly sort of 80 or 90% of the screen. It will also have the add to carts and add to favorites and the social sharing on that larger full screen preview as well.
Great. Right. One other thing that's really important from my point of view to keep in there is the file number to be visible, because I do get inquiries where people say, like if they need an image taken down, for example, if a client comes back with that, then I need a file number to be able to do that. And in one of the views, the file number doesn't actually show. I can't remember which one it is, but anyway.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the file name is the title, so the title can be turned on or off for every single gallery. So
it was in one of the views, and I can't remember which view, but I realised I couldn't use that view when I went for a different view because it does show.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, let me know if you remember what that was. But at the very least, that we've designed it so that that at any point you can turn the title off, the description off, the tags on or off, and all the sharing and the add to cart functionality. So that's important. You've got some customers that just want to keep it really clean, no text information, just show me the image, and then you've got those that say, I need to show the detail, I need everything, I need the box and dice. So we've tried to come up with templates, certainly with a new one that covers for that, and then the idea will go back to the classic and we'll refine that a little bit as well. So yeah, we knew that we either had the choice of improving what we've currently got, but we also know we need something just radically different, just something to be new and fresh. And the idea is to roll out more
I think
themes.
you've gone right. Yeah, you've gone the right way in the way that you've moved across, and now you've got that next step to go. So full marks for the way you've approached it there.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Yeah, we'll get there eventually. Yeah.
Ian's just typed the question in there too.
Sorry, what was that?
Ian's just typed a question in there for someone to answer.
Oh, right, Anne. Okay, yeah. When you type text in web pages, how do you keep the text white if you accidentally change the color? How do you keep the text white if you accidentally change the color? And are you talking about version 1, PhotoMotion version 1, or PhotoMotion version 2, the new one? Just in case you type what the response is. The new one, okay. When you type text in web pages, how do you keep the text white if you accidentally change the color? Well, let's go and have a quick let's see if we can replicate that. And let's create a new page. Oh, sorry. Change that back over to screen capture. Bear with me. Let's just do the desktop. That'd be easier.
Look at the reflection. We could just look at the reflection in your glasses there.
Oh, that's read it backwards.
Yeah, exactly.
I lost my headphones there. Don't say anything about me. All right, we're back. Okay. Test page. And okay. So if I make this white, yes, it's very hard to see. So if you wanted to bring it back so that you can see it, one way would be to press Control A or Apple All, select it so you can see the inverse, and then you could change it back to that text. So you may want to type. What we need to do here is actually have the ability to preview with a different background color. I think that's the solution to the problem you may be having, is to know that you've chosen a dark background. Can I preview the text in the color that it's going to be? Is that what you're getting to, Anne? No, don't make it white. Okay. I wish your microphone was working. This might make it so much easier to work out what's going on. Just wondering if I could bring up the whiteboard and you might be able to show me.
Love the infinity view.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Look, and if you wanted to send a ticket through the support desk, so click on the help and support down here. And this applies to anyone. If you have any issues at all, just click on this, and that'll take you through to our support area where you can send us a ticket and we can resolve that very quickly as well. It also helps if you can take a screenshot and send it to us as well so we can see what you might be. Okay.
Speaking of help and support, FAQs on the website for the customers?
Well, to some extent, we're not. We haven't got anything where we're going to provide your customers with FAQs about how to do things. I know this is probably talking about the zip file.
Yeah,
issue you were talking about earlier.
And also the issue about PayPal.
Maybe.
So I had somebody who
you can quite easily create your own FAQs by just creating a custom.
Oh yeah, customer page. Yeah. You've frozen.
Everybody else is here.
He's I think his little machine is frozen up.
He's on a Mac. I think that's his problem.
Hey.
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 Everybody else is on a Mac here. No worries.
He's hung.
He's hung up. All right. Well, I'll take the reins on behalf of Photo Merchant.